Welcome to Midwest Paranormal Presents Paranormal Soup. I'm your host, Jason Bland, and tonight we have Mike Huberty and Wendy Lynn Staats from Sunspot, a band that plays a lot of songs, I have to say, that definitely have a fun paranormal twist to them. Not all their songs, but a lot of them. They're a fun group, and they also are the host of See You on the Other Side podcast. So we're going to talk a little bit about paranormal and the pulp culture, their influences and their music, and we're going to get into kind of a little bit of their investigations too that they've done, because I think these guys have done some paranormal investigating on the side as well. They got a way better setup in their background than me too, so I can't wait to show you guys. I'll be there. Welcome to another night of Paranormal Soup. Gonna have some fun tonight with my guests here. We got Mike Huberty and Wendy Lynn. Is it Staats? Am I getting that right?
Nope, it's Staats.
Staats. I'm the butcher of names, so
Huberty.
Huberty. See, I am the king of butchering people's names.
That's all right.
All right. Let me get my come on now. There we go. Yeah, these guys have one of the best setups in the background I've ever seen. I got my old bookshelf in the background, and here these guys all out with the Christmas tree and a banner, and all dressed really nice. I'm still in my work clothes.
Yeah. Well, and we're in a band, so we usually, this is about the time we have to start to get to work anyway.
Yeah, really. So you guys play a lot of around the Christmas year too?
Yeah, I'd say we've done plenty of Christmas parties and things like that, and we have like 6 or 7 Christmas songs too.
I saw that. I got your YouTube channel. Well, I have a long list of YouTube channels, so I'm probably have to type in to pull it up. But I definitely want to play. You have a lot of really cool music videos I want to play tonight. You're my first band I've ever had on here, and as being a former band member myself, I was really excited to have you guys on. Being a musician and singer, I thought this would be awesome. To have. I called it Paranormal Rock Music Night because you guys have some songs. Like one of the first ones I saw, you guys did a zombie song. I thought it was hilarious. It was awesome. The music video was awesome too.
YouTube, he's got a YouTube sitcom or whatever about a zombie family in Rockford.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It's a redundant statement, but it's so in Rockford, and so he asked us to do the music for it. So and he said he'd make video, and we're like, fantastic, and they dressed us all up like zombies, and it really was fun.
Yeah, we'll definitely. I will definitely have to find that video and play that. That was one of the first ones I got to see of you guys. We're gonna start the show off. I always do the World Wide Web of Weird at the beginning of the show. You guys are more than welcome to comment on any of the videos I play. It's always the newest, weirdest stuff going around Facebook and YouTube and Twitter that I throw on up. So let me get my screen share back up. Scared me for a second there. I thought I lost you guys for a second. It's done it twice where it's done this freeze thing. I'm like, no.
No. We'll be right here.
You'll be waiting. God, you make me want to go up and bust open a bottle of wine, man. But I got a pregnant wife that's like, you can't touch that until the baby comes.
That's fair. Sure.
Yeah, it's very fair. All right, let me get to the World Wide Web. All right, so I always do ghosts, UFO, Bigfoot, what I can find, strange creatures, weird stories. This one was going around. This was a newscast where they say a ghost moved the glass during the newscast here. And this was in another country. I can't remember off the top of my head. Of course,
free pizza
ad from Domino's
is just a game night, late night, time, dance off, pizza, cake, and a hot date away. You can earn a free pizza after just 6 online orders or $10 or more with Domino's new Piece of the Pie rewards.
Dicen por acá, aquí prohibida la pólvora. ¡Ah! Todo el mundo revienta.
Mira. ¿Viste?
Así es.
¿Viste el vaso que corrió para allá?
Okay.
No sé si lo vieron.
I would love to know what they were actually saying right now.
No hay desnivel.
No me preocupa.
They're like, just ignore the glass, man. Just ignore the glass.
6:58 minutos, vamos a Sophie Cake. Vamos.
What the?
Todo el mundo revienta.
Now, my only thing on that is that, I don't know, I've gone out to many nights of coffee, and if you spilt a little bit of coffee on the table, you notice just the moisture on the table.
Right.
Glass, and it'll just move. I've had that happen, and then I'll go turn to my friend and go, "That's my Jedi powers."
Right. Like a little hydroplane.
Yeah.
My theory on that is that there's probably a little bit of moisture on the table, and it carried it. But it's weird because it does come to a complete stop.
Yeah.
Let me rewind that 1 second.
Strange.
Yeah, but it's a perfect distance for a spill of water or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe the intern was reading about magic tricks, and like that decided to try it. I mean, it's pretty cool.
That's what the broadcasters.
Yeah. Like, I think, I don't know about the paranormality of it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've sat down many times at coffee and had that happen because I spilled a little coffee on the table, or the glass of water I had, got wet on the table, and then it just took the glass. It just on its own.
Has an invisible string that is using. It was like this, like it's just sleight of hand. It's an invisible string.
I would love to mess with some live broadcasters that way. It'd be awesome.
I was thinking that too. I was thinking if you were a ghost, like, hey, there's a big audience there. It's not like doing something where maybe one person might notice. It's like,
right.
Hey, the whole world can see it, and now we're talking about it.
Now, could we make our glasses go across the thing and we'll spill a whole bunch of water and find out?
No.
Right. All right, next one's a real UFO film. They say real on somebody's phone, of course. Where did it say this one was at? And a strange rumble sound. Hold on. No location. I hate it when they don't have a location. All right. It floats. It does the normal UFO thing. And then, it zooms away. I call CGI.
I think you're right on that. At first, I'm like, it's a Frisbee. It's just going in one direction, and it's like...
That was the old days of UFO, like throw a Frisbee up in the air, or get the pie dish out and throw it up in the air, take a couple quick pictures. Here's some other ones, recent ones. Cigar-shaped UFO. Again, I think CGI. Ooh, and you're going to tilt the camera down when it flies away? Yeah, right.
The camera guy got so scared he fell over.
I got some shenanigan UFOs tonight, man, to play.
Why is that? If you look at your regular iPhone footage or whatever, I just watched a movie on Friday, shot entirely on the iPhone 5, and it looked like a film. You know what I mean? And so when you see these crappy quality cell phone camera like UFO shots,
like we moved beyond that.
Right, like we don't need the cheapest cell phone camera looks way better than that. So that's why I just never buy. I don't buy it when it looks like choppy and slow and things like that.
Well, yeah. Well, it's like typically I'd say 90% of UFO footage is the crappiest, grainiest piece of crap footage you can get.
Timothy.
And we mute the commercial here. Man, they're just throwing on these 50-second commercials on me. They're catching on.
Well, I'm glad they are, so they can keep it free. I mean, I need bread or whatever, but I'm glad that.
This was in early December, Switzerland, Geneva. Interdimensional portal over Geneva. Now, this one made a lot of rounds.
That's just insane. Nope. See the building sucked up.
Is that blurry enough for you?
Right. Yeah, it is. Okay.
And it's gone.
I mean, it is a really cool effect. But
Yeah.
I would wager to say that I could create something like that.
Yeah.
Like in the sky, or like on your computer. Like I'm like, if you could do it in the sky, you should be doing that for shows.
Like in Photoshop or in
Okay. Yes.
video editing programs.
Now there's one thing though.
The swirl.
Is that what's the big white thing?
That's
what,
the UFO. That's what they say is the UFO flying into the interdimensional portal.
Okay.
Do a slowdown of it as it continues on.
I see.
Or they just keep filming. I thought they did a slowdown. Yeah, here we go.
Oh. Okay, now. There's something.
I thought this one was interesting. I don't know if I want to call it shenanigans or not.
I think it looks really cool. It seems like it would be too easy to produce.
But
It's hard to tell. When people make lightsabers on their laptops, you know, like they make these videos like trick, you know, and you have After Effects tutorials on YouTube and things.
Yeah.
I think what verifies it is a bunch of people. That's what makes it more realistic. Just actually seeing is believing. Did 50 people see it? Did 100 people see it?
That's true. Yeah, like when I saw the UFO.
this actually popped up on a couple news, internet, portal over Geneva. So a number of people talked about it. Is it real? I don't know. It's interesting.
Something that size, you would think a lot of people would witness.
Yeah, because it's like, holy cow! There's a portal in the sky,
Right.
and there's this big white thing flowing into it.
But the thing is, I think nowadays it could be something massive, and a ton of people see it, and it just doesn't make news anymore because the media just goes, "Oh yeah, another UFO." Probably somebody on their CGI, having some fun.
When I saw that,
We don't know what's real anymore. We live in a land of illusion. We don't know between real and shenanigans. And also with all the drones out there too, it's also a lot of misidentification.
Well, absolutely, there are drones out there, like our friends own drones.
Oh yeah, no, but like when I was in California when they did that missile test, the Titan 2 or whatever.
It's like, what was it?
It's like November 7th or something like that.
Oh shoot! Sorry.
It's okay. And so I saw it, my sister-in-law saw it, and it just was a very strange object in the sky. And like everybody between California and like Mexico saw it.
It was all over the news.
People were freaking out because, we didn't know what it was. So I was like, okay, I saw like a cone-shaped beam with like a blue swirly thing coming out of it.
Yeah. And I had seen a report on the internet, and then you texted and said you saw it. And then about a half an hour later, I read on CNN that the Navy had to say that they had to fire the test.
But so many people were tweeting it because so many people had seen it, and like me, we're like, what?
Like, well, that's UFO time. Like, it's over. Independence Day is here.
Oh yeah, everybody was convinced. Oh my god. But this months before in Miami that happened. The same deal, a missile test. It had everybody freaking out. What makes me freak out about it is both those missile tests were Triton 2 missiles, which are nuclear tests. Those are the nuclear payload. And I was saying this, and I'm getting scared because last time I talked about this on my show got shut down. I'm not joking, seriously. So maybe I shouldn't talk about that anymore.
The CIA is listening right now.
We did. I mean, we talked about it.
And if the CIA shares my browsing history, my friendships are done.
Right? All right, here we go. 40 UFO sightings. I always have so much UFO stuff. We'll get to the other stuff here in a second. I'm going to run through it really quick. Muppets. God, what is up with the ads tonight? It's like they know they've been playing these videos. And they're like, oh, we're going to throw in a 30-second ad that you can't skip. This has been the worst it's ever been.
Elmo's still hot with the toddler set. I guess you'll find out before we will, Jason.
Yeah. Oh my God. I worked at KB Toys when they had the first talk, the Elmo that talked and giggled, whatever. Oh my God. That was a nightmare.
People would like kill each other.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to make Christmas awesome, damn it.
Yeah.
Exactly. My kid's going to love me forever because his Elmo talks and giggles.
He's going to forget the fact that he's a child of a broken home.
just like floating around up there. There's a dark one on the left, and 3 flashing ones to the right of it.
This one I thought was interesting because he's commenting on what he's seen. That one I thought was pretty interesting. Rancho Cucamonga, Los Angeles. Typical V shape.
I think I've seen a couple like that, but I always think they're stealth bombers.
I just figured it's an airplane.
Or lanterns, but the way they take the V shape, I don't know.
Well, that's why they look like they're lights under a, some kind of plane that we can't see the rest of it.
True, definitely. This one I call shenanigans. I don't know. This one went around quite a bit. And there's another one going around. It's very similar to this where it seems like it goes down and explodes. I don't think I have that video.
Isn't that just
This one's Indonesia.
they adjusted the color? That's true, you're right, yeah.
Now, this one's weird.
Well, yeah, that looks like a nightclub in the sky.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I want to go.
It's like Jabba's palace in the sky, man. I knew somebody's going to sing that song.
What was the name of his band? Sly Snoodles or whatever?
Yes. All right. Always have a ton of UFO stuff. We're going to skip a few of them. There's so much this week that was just crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a ton. I always have to okay, well, what am I going to show? All right, now we're going to go into weird and strange. Mom finds strange creature in can of tuna. You'll never look at tuna the same.
A mother discovered something fishy when she opened a can of tuna. Zoe Butler, 28, said she saw something looking back at her when she opened the lid of the tuna container. I opened the top of the lid and saw something, a gut sac or intestine. Then I turned it round and pushed it with a fork and saw it looking back at me. Butler told the not.
Here, let me get a picture of myself holding the tuna. This is how I shall be remembered in social media. I saw this. I had to show it just to, save the dolphins. Yeah.
Totally disgusting.
Well, that strange creature is way better than the dead dolphin guilt you usually get when you open a can of tuna.
Right? All right. Woman gives birth to a strange baby-like creature in Zimbabwe.
The holidays are here. So
man, they are really killing me with the ads tonight.
Great year-end deal. 0% APR financing on many of our most popular models.
And I don't get paid for it.
Yeah, you should. They're taking advantage.
And then they're going to put advertising on my show.
Ew. What? Come on.
Just because I put it on doesn't mean I believe it's real. This is World Wide Web of weird, people. It looks like a Cabbage Patch doll gone horribly, horribly wrong.
Really, exactly. I was thinking that.
The online news, a Zimbabwean woman gave birth to this strange-looking baby in a Harare hospital on November 14th, 2015. The woman reportedly delivered after 10 months pregnancy.
That looks like a Cabbage Patch.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's like it's a Cabbage Patch gone horribly wrong.
But it didn't. It's doing that.
I've never seen such a thing in my life. Here at Paranormal doctors, we know and believe that when a woman is giving birth, the head comes first and the legs last. To my own surprise, this baby-like creature brought her legs first.
That poor woman.
A very big surprise to the workers of the hospital, the mother of the creature. Sharon Pugic refused to take the baby home because she is also scared of the creature.
What? It's alive?
What? It's alive. Let's see the footage of it crawling around.
It's alive! Oh my God, that's freaky.
That's the movie. It's alive. It's about a killer baby. It's like set in like 1980 New York. It's a kid, like the baby's born, and it's like the devil baby. Or I haven't seen it in years. It's called Alive. It's like Larry Cohen directed it. Check it out.
I think I know what you're talking about too. That's what I was thinking. Oh God, I think I've caught glimpses of that.
Yeah, and so you got to shoot at the baby and stuff. It's not like a baby. It's like a murderer comes out of a woman. She gives birth to like a mutant.
The Thing or something. I don't know. It's
That's funny. Baby like creature.
I knew it was in the title, so I kept on thinking like, okay, what it? Like I was about to talk about it. Well, that's great. Anyway, Zimbabweans, run for your lives.
no kidding, man. What are you people doing?
Yeah.
All right. I have to do this one just to share my innermost fear.
Oh, that's.
You remember Porky's? that movie scarred me for life as a kid. I caught that movie. I think it was Porky's 2, and the snake in the toilet. Yeah. As a little kid, I would like go to the toilet and have to like double check and triple check that there was not a snake in the damn toilet. They say strange creature. I think that's a snake. I don't know, but whatever it is, it freaks me the hell out.
No, but the thing is, like, imagine you go in the middle of the night and you don't turn the light on or whatever, and it finds a home.
No, after Porky's 2, I've always turned on the light. I've always turned on the light. And a funny story is I worked at Office Max, and I found out right before I came there, the manager that used to run the store, they had snakes there was like a swamp behind the store kind of, and the manager went into the bathroom and somehow it did get in the drainage system, got in the toilet. I was like, that's not real, but everybody in the store swore it happened. She came running out in the middle of all the customers with her pants around her ankles, screaming to high hell because there's a snake in the toilet. Like somebody pranked her and watched Porky's 2. It had to be.
That's terrifying. That's your
Seriously.
And then, so for people who follow my Paranormal Soup, one last thing. You saw me post about the Stanley Kubrick interview. Watch the link I have. It's a 20-minute video. You will see the guy interviewing him, giving if it is even Stanley Kubrick, giving him direction. Like, okay, tell him you faked the moon landing. This is the video right here. I'm not going to play it. It's too long, but just so you know what you're looking for. It's a 20 minutes and 47 seconds, not the 5-minute edited interview. This is it here. He talks on that.
Right, it's about a future movie or something coming out, or no?
This interview, you'll hear the guy lead, if it is Stanley, go, okay, tell me that you only did the 11 and 13 mission. You didn't do the 12. So even if it was Stanley Kubrick, I think he was playing off his own mythology that he faked the moon landing.
Well, I had heard about this footage a while ago, and then I had heard that Stanley Kubrick was part of something. So this is right before he died.
Yes.
So they made Eyes Wide Shut.
Yep.
So I had heard that Stanley Kubrick actually was part of this moon landing fake. They were making a mockumentary type thing, and so because he directed 2001.
Right.
So I think they came out in 1968. The moon landing was the next year, 1969. So 2001 had such awesome depictions of space that people had never seen before. Who would the government go to be able to fake the moon landing? Well, it would be the man that brought us 2001.
Right, of course.
So that's why they picked him. That would be the.
That's always the urban legend or the conspiracy theory, and then there's the Shining. All the hidden messages in The Shining. Oh, come on now. More ads. This is a good show, though.
The Expanse. Watch the first episode now on.
Actually, didn't watch this.
New sci-fi show.
December 14th on.
Now, before Battlestar Galactica, sci-fi shows was not the mark of quality. When you saw something on the Sci-Fi Channel, you're like, ooh.
Oh, it's just awful. But The Expanse is actually pretty good. I like it. It's the best thing they've had probably since Battlestar Galactica.
Okay, well, I'll have to check it out.
They haven't had anything good since.
Well, there's a lot of good TV lately. Like my dance card is full. Like it's hard to pick which shows you want to watch.
I hear you.
Take a look at the pattern.
So this is one of the videos you'll find on my channel under tonight's show. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but all the hidden messages in The Shining, they say that Stanley Kubrick left to say that he faked
remind you of
the moon landing.
At the National Aeronautics Space Administration, NASA.
He put those messages in The Shining.
This is what a NASA launch pad looks like.
I think that's a bit of a stretch.
Out of a stretch. It's like a hexagon.
But this is what I think Stanley, like if he did do this whole mockumentary, he's like, I'm going to totally mess with people that have been thinking I faked this thing. If I'm going to have a last laugh, because he died supposedly 3 days after that interview, I'm really going to have at it. So watch this video, believe what you want to believe.
I think that he actually put secret messages in Eyes Wide Shut too. By making
I always wondered.
Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman so boring that you wanted to turn it off halfway through. Like how could he? Like it was supposed to be a hot erotic thriller, and it was.
God, it was awful though. It was just awful.
Erotic.
Yeah, I was looking for something more clever, but it didn't happen.
So I came up with that.
No, that's not what I meant. I just meant I was reaching, and I couldn't. My reach, my grasp. I'll get my reach.
No, like I've talked about that movie on here before, and somebody's like, that movie has nothing to do with the Illuminati and all that stuff. I'm like, I'm not saying it did. I'm just saying that's what a lot of people got from that movie. They thought he was trying to show some inner workings of secret societies and stuff. Not to say I believe that at all. I like Stanley Kubrick. I like a lot of his movies. I hated Eyes Wide Shut, though. I hope it was some inner showing of the Illuminati to have some purpose behind that horrible movie.
Well, it did introduce us to Lily Sobieski. Ooh.
Right.
Pretty cute. So really, pretty cute Polish name. I love her. But anyway, Eyes Wide Shut. If you haven't seen it yet, just go on RedTube. You're gonna have a better time.
Oh, wow.
And I think that was like the last hurrah for Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman too, if I remember right.
Well, after that, he was like, "Forget it. I'm gonna go
to Weirdo Land.
I'm gonna go Scientology, and I'm gonna find me the girl from Dawson's girlfriend."
Yeah, Katie Holmes.
Katie Holmes. But what was her name on Dawson's Creek?
I have no idea. I had ex-girlfriends that watched that show. I'm like, oh God, I'm going to leave now. You're watching Dawson's Creek. Yeah, I have no idea what her name was on there at all. I'm sure somebody in chat's going to say it, but
I can't remember her name right now.
Somebody might call it out. There's got to be one Dawson Creek fan in my chat. I don't remember. Anyways, though, let's get to you guys.
Dawson's Creek had credibility because it was written by Kevin Williamson, the man that brought us Scream.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. You want to talk about another set of movies that I completely hate?
Oh, come on. The first one is brilliant.
Oh, no, it wasn't. It was awful. I hated that movie so much. I was forced and drugged to go see it in the theater. Actually, I think I was excited to see it. And then, 10 minutes in the movie, I'm like, yeah, her boyfriend and Shaggy.
Oh, wow. Well, I did not see that coming. I saw maybe the boyfriend, but I didn't see Shaggy coming.
Everybody, they're like, I don't know. It was just like some of the worst. Like, the only good qualities was David Arquette.
Yeah, he was very charming in that movie.
Right. But anyways, so all right. So you guys, you're in a band Sunspot, which I love that name, by the way. And then you host your own show, See You on the Other Side. And it's easy for me to remember since it's right behind you.
Yeah. Well, looky here.
So first, tell me, how did you guys get you guys have been musicians and that. How did the band form? How did you guys, what was your idea getting this band together and doing the music that you do?
Well, their guitar player, I've been in a band with him since we were in 8th grade. And we formed for that. So we started a band because we really wanted to rock the 8th grade talent show.
I remember being there and doing that. Yes.
Yeah. And then we just never quit.
That's awesome.
So we came to college and met Wendy. We lost our drummer. We went to college because he didn't go. And then met Wendy. She played drums. She sang, and we're like, hey, we should, you join our band. And then
seemed natural.
And then we just never quit. We just never quit. So like we just
never say die.
Yeah. So it's just like, well, we started a band and had fun, and we're still having fun. So like, and really we all just love rock music, like high energy, fun, raise your fist up and yell, sing along kind of rock music. And so we all have that, the feeling for it. So just kept on doing it. Like just kept on releasing songs, playing shows, going. It's like, okay.
Uh-oh. There we go. Hope you're still there. I'm still here. You guys still there? I hear a lockdown. Somebody in my chat, if you can hear me, let me know, but they're locked up. Uh-oh. I've done that twice when we were getting set up. I was like, oh, I hope that's not my signal or theirs, or what's going on. If anybody in chat can still hear me, say something in chat. All right, so it's them. Damn. Well, my guests are frozen on mic going. I'm hoping they come back. See if they drop out and I send them another signal. They got a backup plan. They have an iPad ready to go in case something went wrong. I'm glad it's not my signal because I hope when I go down, it really throws everything off. Knock on wood. So hold on. Let me pull up my messenger, see if they are able to send me a message on there. They are totally locked up. Let me send them a message. Oh, okay. Let me resend them an invite then, because let me send it to Wendy. Sorry about this, guys. I had a feeling too because I watched them setting up before the show, and I saw it lock up twice. I'm like, ooh, that's a signal issue because I know if you're running off of Wi-Fi, sometimes it likes to drop you. Might be able to join back on from the original invite, but let me send them another one just in case. So hopefully I get my guests back here soon. I'm typing them. While we wait, I can pull up the screen share and get their YouTube channel running. Hopefully we get them back soon and can wait for them and listen to some of their music.
Started with a low light. Next thing I know, they ripped me from my bed, and then they took my blood type. They left a strange impression in my head. You know that I was hoping that I could leave this star-crossed world behind, but when they cut me open, I guess I changed my mind. And you know, I might just have flown too far from the floor.
Keep the
While we wait.
Stop making sense, it ain't so bad. Dream makers gonna make you mad. Spaceman says everybody look down. It's only back at home and I'm looking forward to this life I live. You know it's gonna haunt me. So hesitation to this life I live. You think you might cross over?
And I bet it's gonna show them.
Up between the devil and the deep blue sea, you better look it over before you make that leap. And you know I'm fine, but I hear those voices at night. Sometimes they justify my claim, and the public don't dwell on my transmission, cause it wasn't televised. That was a turning point. That was a lonely night. Somebody says it ain't so bad. Dreammaker's gonna make you mad. Spaceman says everybody look down. It's all in your mind. Starmaker says it ain't so bad. Dreammaker's gonna make you mad. Spaceman says everybody look down. It's all in your mind. My global position systems are locally addressed. They say the Nile used to run from east to west. They say the Nile used to run from east to west. I'm fine, but I hear those voices at night sometimes. Somebody said it ain't so bad. Dreammaker's gonna make you mad. Spaceman says everybody look down. It's all in your mind. Starmaker says it ain't so bad. Dreammaker's gonna make you mad. Spaceman says everybody look down. It's all in your mind.
I love the Travis Walton, the also the
Fire in the Sky.
Fire in the Sky, but also the Christopher Walken, Whitley Strieber,
the
Communion. Some of the videos that tell you don't want to ever be abducted by aliens, ever. Like my wife's biggest fear of seeing a UFO is getting abducted by an alien. Like scares the crap out of her. And I don't think she's ever even seen those movies, and I'm afraid to even show them to her because she's already got a fear of it.
Yeah.
Well,
I would not recommend.
I talked about this in an episode when we interviewed these guys that did a whole thing on the sea hag. So after I read Communion, I was in 7th grade. Actually, may have been the summer before.
How old are you?
106.
I'm 30. I'm 36.
Okay, I'm 39.
Okay, we're close. So yeah, I read about Communion around the same time.
So I read Communion maybe 1989. It was right before the start of 7th grade, and my he talked about having that thing where you wake up in the hypnagogic trance. You wake up in the middle of the night and you have that. Maybe a week after I finished the book, I had one.
Oh God.
And I saw the white figure standing around my bed, and I'm like, well, that's it. This is it. Like, I hope they brought lube. You know?
Right.
So I was just like, that's it. I'm going to be naked on the spaceship. And
so you're going to take me out to dinner first, aliens?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, well, I figure 13 years old. I'm almost 13 years old. It's bar mitzvah time. It's about time I become a man.
with an alien butt probe.
Yeah.
we can see how that's influenced you throughout your life now.
I've never taken it out.
They need to add, like, that's a great idea to sell. Alien chastity belts, but it'd be for your butthole.
Yeah, they do gangbusters in the South.
There'd be abductees lining up by the millions for that. They say there's like 2.8 million people by percentage-wise that have been abducted. That's what the ufologists say. Yes.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
So you got a market for 2.8 million people that'll buy alien butt
We've been
probe.
looking for that idea, Mike.
We've been looking for that, and the thing is, if we put Sunspot branding on them, we can also get a free ad for the band.
Right, exactly. And you'll have all these people that have been, alien. I got to be careful though. I got friends that have actually had an abduction experience, so I'm not trying to make fun of anybody that's had an abduction experience. I do believe it's a real thing. I do.
Right.
So I'm not trying to insult anybody.
I would definitely, had it happened to me, I would certainly not be amused.
Right, and I guess the fact that we're still making the South Park joke, 50 or 17 years after the South Park.
Oh my God.
Butt probe, anal probe. I just realized, now Jason, you're in Michigan City, right?
Correct.
Didn't we play in Michigan City on our 6 states in one day?
No.
We
Played
didn't?
in, what's it called? Where the sand dunes are. Sawyer, Michigan.
Sawyer, Michigan, but Michigan City, Indiana
is right, not far from it.
Is right by Sawyer, and there's like a lighthouse. Is that where?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, played at the lighthouse in Michigan City.
Whoa, worlds colliding.
We did it. We did a thing where we did 6 states in one day. We started at the western end of Wisconsin, played along the bluffs along the Mississippi River in La Crosse, Wisconsin. We went to Winona, Minnesota, and played at the Farmers Market, Winona, Minnesota, about an hour later. Then drove down and played Dubuque, Iowa, at funicular, which is an elevator at the side of a hill.
We put the fun in funicular.
We did. We put. Oh my God. Drove to Michigan, Sawyer, Michigan, played on the beach and the sand dunes. Drove down to play the Lighthouse in Michigan City, Indiana, and then drove to downtown Chicago to play at the Bean in Millennium Park.
So you came to Michigan City, Indiana. Oh my God, I'm getting some bad feedback on that end. Ooh.
Okay.
Turn down the volume, my volume a little bit. I don't know. Now I'm not hearing it. It's weird.
Okay. Sorry.
That's all right. It's all right. It's just a couple times it came back and made me sound like demonic. Like,
all right, sweet.
Never went to Michigan City.
You come to Michigan City, it's like, oh wow, Michigan City, we got a lighthouse. Okay, goodbye.
Pretty much. It was raining.
That was terrifying.
And so we did acoustic, and we had a little speaker and a little keyboard and the whole thing. Like we played the keyboard through like the phone into a speaker.
God. But the thing is that like I called ahead and to check and clear and make sure it would be okay if we did this because we're driving all the way there. I want to make sure like we're gonna be able to get our performance in, right?
Right.
And the park ranger was super nice, and they're like, "Yeah, that's totally fine. Just be careful because people get washed off sometimes." I'm like, wait a minute, hang on, time out. Like that's not just like a little. Oh, by the way, you might get washed off. Like
yes,
you might get washed off the little pier or whatever. Like, so it was super choppy and it was like nasty weather and and I'm like, guys, I don't think we should do this. Like I don't think we should go here. And they're like, we're gonna go close to the lighthouse. And I'm like, no, but we might get washed away.
Right, and and there were some people there watching us, and there was like a
and they actually did get washed away.
They did get washed away. So we were actually party to a disappearance in Michigan City, Indiana. But I think what happened is the aliens come in and abducted them out of the bottom of the lake, and they're fine.
Hey, I did see a UFO over Lake Michigan once, so it's possible.
Did you really?
It's possible. Yes. Now that was like the teeniest UFO experience I've ever had. I had a huge one where one flew over my head downtown Michigan City. It was like something out of Star Wars. I've talked about it on the show before, and me and 3 other people saw it at the same time.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there was like about 96, year 96, there was like a hot spot of UFOs just in Michigan City for a couple months.
Dude, that's awesome.
They're picking people out. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Like, not me. I had my Sunspot chastity belt.
There you go. So you made it.
So you guys, where you guys from? Like, where are you based out of?
We're from Madison, Wisconsin now, but we all grew up in the Milwaukee area.
Milwaukee.
And then we came to Madison for school and stayed here.
Right, this place is great.
Good college town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's fun. It's the capital. There's a lot of interesting people here, so it's a cool. It's fun for Wisconsin.
Now, I remember when you first sent me a post, you said you did a little bit of paranormal investigating. What have you delved into in that area?
Well, there's been a couple of venues that we've played at over the years, like while we're touring, that have histories of hauntings, and we'll get a lot of stories from the bartenders and the sound guys and things like that. And so there were a couple of them where we decided, okay, let's check it out. Let's bring the camcorder down and let's just see if we see anything interesting. One of them was in, I think the scariest one.
Go ahead. Why don't you tell us about the scariest one?
The scariest one was in Merrill, Wisconsin, which is north of Wausau, and it's a place we frequently play.
Yes, it's like the beginning of when it comes to up north. They call the parts of Wisconsin they call up north, where all the Illinois people go to vacation. That Merrill is like the beginning of that.
It's the gateway.
Yeah, it's the gateway to hell.
It's the gateway to hell. The gateway to up north there, yeah. Hey.
Yeah, I sounded really demonic then too, because that feedback still happened when I said that.
Shoot. Sorry.
It's a Bluetooth because it's a slight delay, and sometimes it delays it, and sometimes it doesn't. So it's off and on.
Sorry, I wish this headphone thing was working.
Yeah, I know. I have that trouble. Sometimes people can't get the headphone splitters to work. See, I'm talking now. It sounds fine. It just happens once in a while. But man, it happened right when I said gateway to hell. Gateway
to hell.
That's perfect. But so we were at this club, and it had been visited by some other paranormal investigators.
Like a team.
Yeah, like I don't remember which specific team it was, but the owners were telling us about it and the experience they had with them. And so after our show was over, which is obviously a perfect time after you've done like numerous shots and been drinking beer all night and rocking.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
The perfect time.
Right. Like, no, I'm not going to get scared. Right. We just decided. So it was like the bar had a basement, and the basement connected to a bunch of other places within the city. And I guess it was a part of was it the Underground Railroad, or was it the like a bootlegging? I can't remember.
Probably bootlegging.
I thought they said, well, anyway.
Anyway, if you're escaping and you have to go to and you end up in Merrill.
It was a really old.
There you go.
The tunnels, and they connect, and their basement was one of the places that connected to these tunnels. And it was really creepy and gross, like dirt floor basement. And there were just all these different weird rooms. Like one of them looked like a cobbler shop, and one was just plastered with like pictures of boats. And
but it was ancient, like just super old, like everything was super old,
and terrifying.
And I know ancient to us, it's like 100 years.
Right, but it was, but
that's ancient to us.
It's America. America. Yeah, so we went with Mike, charged up had his camcorder.
I had my camcorder. Now you make this. This was a digital camera. This was not a camcorder. So I got this like one of those big things.
He had charged it up while we were playing, so it was like ready to rock, and we go, and you were leading I think he was leading the pack, and I was the last one. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, well, we
guess who's gonna get killed first.
Right, well, we figured if the drummer gets grabbed.
Well, it's just like you're gonna be a washed over sea in Michigan City.
Right.
So we went downstairs, and they led the way, and I don't know. Did you see anything weird? Like, I definitely had some weird feelings.
Well, the first thing that happened is as we're going down the stairs, my camera drains to the battery. Like, that's never a good sign. As we're going down the stairs. And the thing is, it wasn't fully charged, but it was at least 75% charged. Because I was looking at it up there, I'm like, got it ready. Because what we had done is we were doing a podcast from every place we were going. We were doing like a tour diary in the van.
A video podcast.
Yeah, a video podcast, and taking it and saying like, oh, we're partying in Merrill today. We're playing. Here's the crowd. Here's the stage. Here's the interesting people we meet. And then afterwards, let's go down to the basement and see if let's see if we can see some ghosts. Immediately, it's off as I come down. I'm like, that's never happened before. Like, that has never happened before.
So we started wandering through, and it was really dark. So I mean, they had a flashlight, but it was super dark. So a lot of times I was just kind of staring into the dark, and well, basically I got terrified really quickly and turned tail and ran upstairs.
Yeah, like halfway through, she's like, I'm done.
Then I went and got breakfast while you guys were done. So what did you guys see after I left?
Just old tools, old things. I mean, stuff from the early 20th century.
You didn't see any like apparitions?
I didn't see any. I mean, I saw some spirits that night, but I don't know if they were, but the interesting thing was just listening to the people tell the stories of when they were working on the bar and
things that they heard.
They were renovating it, and like you do things like they kept on getting cords unplugged when nobody was there. Lights kept turning off for absolutely no reason. Power tools wouldn't work, and then they would scream at be like, "Stop messing with me!" And then things would start working again. And they would just tell these stories of all this stuff that was happening when they were working on the place. And I mean, that happens at a lot of different places we play.
And a lot of the clubs that we play at are old buildings. You know, they're dumps.
Yeah.
Old buildings that are useless for anything else. It's like, yeah, let's have some rock and roll. Why not?
Right, because if this place goes up in flames, who are we gonna lose? Who cares?
Yeah. Oh, so Satanism practice here, and we're gonna build a bar and put a club here. Yeah, there was a couple murders. Oh well, it'll add to the theme.
There are a lot of places like that, and I mean, one of them is our favorite place here in Madison, a club called The Frequency that we are good friends with the owner there, and he's got tons of stories. He's always telling us new things about, oh yeah, here's what I heard last weekend, and it's pretty interesting to hear those things, knowing the venue so well. And
yeah, and you know, I would say that as far as investigations goes, when I've gone on investigations, I have rarely actually seen something.
Witnessed something.
Yeah, it's always, but I have interviewed hundreds of people about their experiences for different haunted history tour things, because I do a haunted history tour in Madison and in Minneapolis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so I wrote one in both cities, and I've interviewed a lot of people about these things, and we've interviewed and we've talked to,
so many
people at shows and just the places. And you know, the stories always happen when they're not expecting, and the people start out like, well, I like it when they start out a little bit like they're afraid they're gonna look like a kook.
Yep, they're like, I don't want to sound weird, but it's like, no, it's cool. Like,
yeah, right.
We like weird.
Yeah. As soon as they say that, I'm like, okay, I'd rather hear it than somebody just being like, oh yeah, I've been seeing ghosts since I was 3. Like, oh, you have been?
I see dead people.
Yeah, and oh my God. Okay, so on all the people I meet on Twitter, and there's probably several people on Twitter right now, like who tell me they see dead people every single day. Like, that's awesome. But when you start with when that's your opening line, I'm gonna need a little bit more proof than that.
I hear you. As an investigator, I've run across that I don't know how many times, but it's like, okay, if you start out like, oh yeah, man, I'm seeing a dead person right now over there. I'm like, yeah, okay. And I believe in the phenomenon. I've had my own experiences, but like, it's good when somebody's like, okay, I really don't want to talk about this, but because you're gonna think I'm crazy, then it's you have a legit feeling about it because this is somebody that did not expect that to happen or see something. So yeah, I was the same way as you.
It's interesting to see the different approaches that people take when telling you these things. And I mean, since we started the podcast, we get approached by a lot of people now. I'm sure you probably do as well. And so it's just interesting. And, I'll listen to every single one with the same open mind, whether they preface it that way or whether they just are, because, different people have different ways of looking at things. But,
but also I like though when they hear that we're into the unusual or the weird, we're into weird stuff. But usually when somebody says, "Oh, you're into weird stuff," they're like, "But no, like weird, like paranormal stuff." Not,
they're picturing you getting the GIMP outfit out at that point. It's like, bring out the GIMP.
Right. That's like, oh no, we won't need our Sunspot Chastity belt from there around.
Oh, you're into
yeah, right. The weird stuff. Me too, buddy. No, I'm not on some kind of. This isn't some kind of user group. No, but you say that, and then all of a sudden, somebody who normally for something else will just be like, "Well, let me tell you about what happened to me. I lived in this house, and I feel like." I had one guy open up to me not too long ago who I knew was like, he told me he felt like he had post-traumatic stress disorder from living 2 years in a haunted house right in Madison and all these things. And this is a guy where I'm like, you never saw it coming.
Sure, and that's what makes it more believable in my opinion. I mean,
but
I think there's definitely people who suffer. Actually, what I do believe is post-traumatic stress syndrome from their encounters, when they live in it, especially for a couple of years, especially the really, really dark, horrifying ones. A lot of people are scared of it that just because they've never encountered it, but the people that really encounter the darkest things and live with it for a couple of years until they can't take it anymore are, I think they suffer that post-traumatic stress syndrome. They always sleep with the light on now, and they jump at a sound and stuff like that. I've seen it. I've seen it happen to people. I had my own dark experience, and I think I suffered for a couple years. I slept with the light on. So I definitely believe that people can definitely be traumatized by these events. So getting back to the music, you guys have taken a lot, like the music video I played there. You seem to have a lot of fun with the whole paranormal aspect in your music. How did that come about?
Probably because it's fun to sing about that stuff.
Not many people do.
And when I think about when I used to, like, my favorite artists wouldn't just sing. I mean, I like love songs. Love songs are great. But my favorite artists would always sing about things that weren't on anybody else's radar. You know, I loved Alice Cooper for that fact. Alice Cooper would sing things that just nobody else would sing about. He had love songs too, and that was great. But then he had stuff that was way out of left field. Like, this is a song about the actor that played Renfield in the 1931 Dracula. Okay. Like, that's pretty sweet. It's a ballad. That's awesome. Playing at home. But like, okay, so like Wendy, we were watching a band last night, and they played The Trooper by Iron Maiden. Now, The Trooper is a song about the Crimean War, you know, like, does anybody even know that the British fought the Russians in Crimea? Like, but like Steve Harris probably read that. Steve Harris is the bass player of Iron Maiden, and he's the main songwriter, and he read that in some kind of book. And the futility of that particular war inspired him to write a song about the futility of being a soldier and war in general, and how it, you know, like, yeah. And so the idea is that I really always loved artists who found a little different things to talk about, because sometimes you got to think a little bit to get it, and thinking a little bit to get it makes it more fun.
Yeah. I've always loved that. Was the song John Lennon wrote? Nobody told me it'd be days like these. One of the big lyrics in there, one of his big inspiration was the UFO he saw over New York.
Right. Wow, cool.
You know, and took that, and you know, it's like, nobody told me it'd be days like these, and I'm going to see a big UFO flying over my in my condominium.
Right. Most peculiar, mama.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I've always loved that about artists too.
But most peculiar, mama. When he says that in the song, like, you're like, oh yeah, he's just saying like most peculiar, mama. He's saying that to Yoko, because his nickname for Yoko was Mother.
Mama. Yep. He wasn't with Yoko too at that time.
Oh, that was his lost weekend when he was with because he was with another Japanese girl for a little while.
Yeah, and that was when he saw the UFO. He was with her.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be a See You on the Other Side episode, obviously, eventually.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Fun to cover that song, too.
That would be fun. Let's do that.
I did cover that song back in a band a long time ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I love that song.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Especially when you hear the story behind it. That's what I love. And there's a lot of good lyrics in that song, too. So you guys, you've taken, like, you know, you did this one with the Travis Walton UFO experience here. A lot of abduction scenes going on in the video. But what was your thought process behind writing that? Like, you're going to, you know, kind of delve down to your, kind of have fun with it?
That's actually a Killer song.
Is it? I didn't recognize it.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't a single or anything, but we covered that one because we were looking to try some different things, and we really enjoyed the Killers, and so we thought, like, what would be a fun one to do a fun cover and then make a video for it. And so
that is a great song.
The Killers video didn't have enough. It's all about alien abduction. The song.
Never seen that. I'm gonna have to look that up now.
Yeah. So so we're like, but we didn't feel the video had enough alien abduction in it. So it's like, we should probably go all the way with this.
You need to show Travis Walton getting butt raped to that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
For science, for alien science.
We're at the hour mark. I'd like to play another video of yours, but I'd like you guys to pick one from the list. Let me get my screen share here. Think about that a second while I get that set up.
what video I love always to watch is Uncanny Valley.
Oh, okay.
All right, hold on. Let me get back to the list. All right, what's it called?
Uncanny Valley.
Okay.
That's not like our funniest or anything like that, but
oh wait,
kinda...
there's one I want to play because oh my god, I forgot I saw this, and like as soon as I saw the name of the title, we'll have to get to. I'm gonna get to that one, but I got to play this other one because Scott Bakula.
Oh sure,
Awesome.
But I want to get to the Uncanny Valley. Hold on.
I think it's already. I think it was above.
Was it above?
Mm-hmm. Because, yeah, it'll be in black and white, and it's if you go down a couple.
Got it.
There it is. Right in Tunguska.
Let me make sure my screen's locked on me. Hold on. There we go. All right. Let me go back. Just had it. Man, it was changed my screen. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay.
All circuits go and powered on, reconstructed from the pieces that were left into a convincing automaton. Believable facsimile, $6 million masterpiece. I'm so close. You might not believe there's a machine inside the ghost machine. Folks from the wreckage just went past. This tin man doesn't want to hide. Without a soul, constricted by the defect of attachment, programmed for perfect control. The smile is afraid, and this kiss is man-made. Ooh, I'm so proud. You might not believe there's a machine inside the ghost machine. Folks from the wreckage just their hearts. This tin man doesn't wanna hide. In my nightmares, I'm still human. I don't dream electric sheep. In my nightmares, I'm still human. The cyber-girl risk indeed. I'll walk up emptiness. I will seek the void. The uncanny valley separates the man from the droids. I'm so close. You might not believe I'm the machine inside the ghost machine. Folks from the wreckage just their hearts. This tin man doesn't wanna hide. And just like me, I can't because this sentence is only I guess. All circuits go and power on. All circuits go and power on.
Love that song.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much.
I want to play one more here before we get to. I want to talk a little bit about, because you guys talk about a lot on your show is paranormal and the pulp culture.
Oh yeah,
into that. But I got one. I got to play this because I saw it and I laughed my butt off. I love it because when I was a kid, I was huge into. I have all the box sets of Quantum Leap.
Oh, one of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh God, yeah, and. So, and one of the biggest heartbreaks I could think in television for me was the last episode of Quantum Leap. They betrayed me. They betrayed their audience because they left Scott back. He never goes home. Every day every line he just wishes to go home, and yet he never goes home. And God or Al or whatever this guy, the bartender, tells him that he's like you can go home if you want to. That's all he's been wanting through the whole goddamn show.
Right. He's been trying for how many seasons?
Well, they wanted to keep it. They wanted to keep it open in case they did a 4th season.
I know, but it was awful the way they ended.
But they should have. It would been great if they'd have shot 2 endings. One for if it was a series finale, and one if it was just a season finale setting up season 4. Because they also broke the rules of season 3 too. Because in the original thing, he was never supposed to meet famous people.
Yes.
And so season 3, all of a sudden, he's leaping into the body of Lee Harvey Oswald and things like, and he's meeting Elvis, and it was fun. Those episodes were fun, but it kind of steered away from the original mission of the program.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's because the TV network wanted more flair.
Nice. Gotta amp it up a bit.
And then one of the episodes that never aired was he jumps back to the Civil War to his grandfather.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, his grandfather had such exact DNA, he was able to trap the Civil War. But they never aired that episode. You can get it on the box set or on Netflix.
That'd be fun. I'll have to check that one out. Because I've seen them all, but I haven't seen that one yet. But I didn't watch it that much when it was on. It was really when it was on the Sci-Fi Channel at 10 o'clock every weeknight. I watched it every single weeknight at 10 o'clock.
Not good enough to know, but they
with my girlfriend.
Right. All right, let's play. Let me get this going.
Okay. Thanks.
I used to watch Quantum Leap every night with my girlfriend. Al and Sam, they leaped through time, and I felt like they were my best friends. Ziggy said there's a 98% chance of a broken heart. Scott Bakula never played Dracula. Lay down the smacula on the bad guys. Well, he was honest and sharing and loving and caring, the kind of guy who would always do the right thing, clever and handsome and so damn sensitive. And I'm not Scott. He was sweet enough to tame the fire in that self-empowered Murphy Brown chick. I even watched Lord of Illusions.
Great movie.
Even though I thought the movie kind of sucked.
I loved it.
Ziggy said there's a 98% chance that the ending's sad. Scott's Bakula never smoked crack, you love. Played quarterback, you love. And necessary roughness, well, he was honest and sharing and loving and caring, the kind of guy who would always do the right thing, clever and handsome and so freaking sensitive. And I'm not Scott. I'm not Scott. I'm not Scott. He's nice enough to play a gay guy. Yeah, he's cool enough to star in sci-fi. Well, he's man enough to hail my starship. And I'm the type of guy who would feel up the fucking chick. Ziggy said there's a 98% chance that I'm a prick. Scott Bakula never played Blackula. Played quarterback, you love. Necessary roughness, well, he was honest and sharing and loving and caring. The kind of guy who would always do the right thing. Clever and handsome and so frickin' sensitive. And I'm not, and I'll never be a Scott Bakula. I'll never be a Scott Bakula. I'll never be a Scott Bakula. No one can love you like Scott Bakula can love you. I'll never be Scott Bakula. I'll never be possesses all the traits that I sorely lack. I'll never, sometimes I just want to punch him in the sack. You love. 'Cause I'm loved. Scott.
I absolutely, when I saw that, I was like, I have to play this other show.
Oh man, I liked hearing the laughter and the responses from you. I think we should like have that on every time we.
I agree. Every time we play it.
That's great. It was like MST3K, like
it was.
All right, let me get this screen here off. Hold on. No, man, Scott Bakula had such an influence on me when I was a kid. You know, so sensitive.
Yeah, he was. Exactly. He was a classy guy.
It's how I got the chicks. I followed Scott Bakula. And I loved Enterprise. I'm the only Star Trek fan that liked Enterprise, probably in the world.
No, I watched it. I thought it was pretty good. Even when people freaked out about the Rod Stewart song or whatever they used in the beginning, I'm like, whatever. Like,
I didn't think that was awful, but I like the show. I like the show. It got another Scott Bakula show that only made 4 seasons, but.
Well, it's still better than that NCIS crap he's doing now.
I won't watch that. I hate TV procedural dramas unless it's Dexter.
Well, Dexter had 4. Dexter had 4 good seasons, 3.5.
No, Dexter had 8.
No,
you said they're only good 4. Yeah. No, only good 4.
Good seasons.
Yeah.
So it all went downhill after Rita died. I hope I didn't give that. Whoops.
Oh,
people watching on Netflix. Whoops. Spoilers. Sorry.
That's all right. You should stop watching there anyway.
No, it's awful. The last episode's awful. Just watch everything up until the last episode.
Okay. Well, I understand. I understand. I feel that way about Lost. Like, I feel like I'm not going to say anything about Lost, but I will apologize for the last season. I enjoyed it. I thought right all the way up to the end, I defend it. I'm a Lost apologist.
I gave Lost like 2 episodes. And I'm like, I can't get into this. And I have so many friends that are like, dude, you should watch Lost. And I'm like, I was lost.
I started watching it too, and I expected it to draw me in a lot more than it did. And I'm like, oh, it's pretty cool, but I wasn't like, must watch more like Breaking Bad, where I was like, I'm not sleeping until I see the end of whatever Netflix has. Like,
I think I remember turning to my wife and going, I have a feeling the writers don't know where they're going with it. Like they just threw a bunch of people.
That's funny. Well, that's interesting.
I said, but I bet it's gonna be something like they're in purgatory or something like that.
Did you just spoil?
Well, there's a great moment.
This isn't that spoilers, people.
There's a great moment in Zack and Miri Make a Porno. And I mean, I love Kevin Smith movies. Even his worst movies usually have a couple of good jokes in them. Red State was a little, but there's a great moment where one of the girls, they're talking about Lost, like, oh, I gotta get home and watch Lost. And one of the girls just goes, I think they're in hell. The way she says it just makes me laugh every time I think about that movie. I like Seth Rogen, I like Elizabeth Banks. So I like Kevin Smith. So that's a good movie.
I've seen that one in peace, man. So speaking of paranormal and pulp culture, I want to know your opinion. What do you think have been the most for me, I have an opinion on this for as a paranormal investigator, what I run into all the time. What do you think have been the most influential movies on people when it comes to the paranormal field?
Oh man, so
like
many.
on their psyche, like deep down in their psyche, like Hollywood scarred them.
No, I mean, movies wise, I think Close Encounters had a lot. Close Encounters of the Third Kind did a lot to influence people's, behavior. I mean, Communion, just the book Communion, not even the book. The cover of the book Communion influenced a generation of people on the gray aliens.
Oh, definitely.
So whether or not that really happened to Whitley Strieber, what did happen is
his description of
that book became our idea of who aliens are to this day. It's no longer little green men from Mars. Like if you look at the 1950s and 60s, even Marvin the Martian, things like that. They're just little, you have these idea of who the aliens are going to be. Or in Flintstones, there was this alien named Wazoo.
Wazoo, yep.
Yeah, there was a little alien that used to buzz around and annoy Fred.
Yeah, that's right.
And
that's cute.
So we had these cute ideas of an alien.
No, we either had that was probably a rarity of cuteness of aliens. Most of the times in the 50s, the aliens were monstrous things that were trying to kill us or take over the planet. Close Encounters of the Third Kind was like one of the first movies that wasn't that. They went for their we're trying to communicate and we're going to play music with each other, and we're going to build mashed potato mountains to find. We're going to
communicate people through. But I feel that Close Encounters had that kind of effect because it dealt with the thought of aliens actually, like, not an invasion, not them coming to judge us like the day the earth stood still, not them not having human tendencies. So think about War of the Worlds. One thing about War of the Worlds is that the aliens want to take over the planet because their planet is dying. Mm-hmm. So that's a very human thing that they want to do, is they want to take over the planet. Or Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Well,
I love that.
Yeah.
Whether it's a metaphor for communism, blah blah blah.
It was.
They want to take over the planet. All these things are very human things. But you get to Close Encounters and the aliens feel alien. You get to Communion and the aliens feel alien, weird, dispossessed alien scientists.
You can't connect to them.
Bingo.
Yeah.
But we almost go back with Communion. We almost go back to that scary, monstrous thing again, too. Though, right. Where they're threatening again, Yeah.
But we don't understand them, so
they're
scary.
We don't understand them, and that's the point. And I think by his third book, Transformation, he finds a reason for them. Like he explains their motivations and things like that in the third book.
I think another thing, like for me personally, the movie Contact was an interesting turning point because that approached things from a different direction of like, okay, they're so much smarter than us and they found a different way to communicate with us as opposed to like they're coming to get us, like they're going to take us over. That one got me thinking about things in a lot different way than.
Well, I read Contact probably twice the book before the movie came out. Yeah. And the movie was still good. I liked it, but it's like one of those things, like I felt embarrassed to like it after South Park comes out. And their teacher is like, watch that damn movie just to find out it was a stupid father.
Right.
No.
Yeah. But that one and what was the newest one with McConaughey? That was
Interstellar.
I still haven't seen that.
The Reconnaissance.
It's another example of something where it after you watch it, you're thinking in like, oh, extraterrestrial life really could approach us from directions that we don't even understand, and that and it just, I don't know, as opposed to being a humanoid like creature that's going to come and like probe you.
Right. Why do they want to take? Like, why would they want to take over the planet? Like, what's the motivation? The idea is an alien would have nothing in common with us. Intellectually, because they would be evolved and their brains and their psychological evolution would be completely different than a human. So the idea that
motivations, like everything, it's just
Right.
unrelatable.
Like the things that make people upset, or that make men feel like they want to take over nations, and like superiority complexes and inferiority complexes. Like, what if they reproduce asexually? Well, there's no more inferiority complexes after that. So that whole thing is changed. So why would they want to take over the planet? So you have to think about, is it resources, is it something? But the idea of aliens being truly ununderstandable and having to bridge that gap.
And I like that those movies.
I think what you're trying to say is that aliens, because they probably don't have a penis, don't have penis envy.
Well, right.
What we were trying to say in a nutshell.
In a nutshell, literally nuts. Aliens
but the idea that they don't function on our kind of level. I think that's kind of fun. I think as far as pop culture goes, I mean, the X-Files was perfect when it came to the 1990s government conspiracy.
Oh yeah.
And they combined they took the zeitgeist of whatever was popular, aliens, and every kind of paranormal story that was out there. They found a way to confront that in 9 different seasons.
Yeah.
And I think they really had their pulse on where it was going. And just like today, I think The Conjuring had the pulse. The pulse, because people are into the possession and the devil.
Yeah.
Now.
So the finger on the pulse.
Well, if you want to get on the subject, I get on the subject of, we're talking about UFOs and movies that influenced, in pop culture with UFOs. To me, it all started with that, where The Conjuring came. We were kind of having a re-emergence of the 1970s Exorcist.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Because The Exorcist came out. My mom, she told me the story of going to the movie theater and seeing The Exorcist. And as soon as she got home, she was so flipped out by that movie, she went and threw the Ouija board in the wood burner.
Wow.
Yeah.
My mom wouldn't let me watch that movie. I actually had a friend who was very psychologically traumatized by her parents, who her parents told her when she was a little girl, they said, they made her watch The Exorcist. She's probably like 7 or 8. I remember her telling me.
That's so
listen. Oh, no, listen. They made her watch The Exorcist, and they told her, this is what happens to bad little girls. The devil comes and possesses you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
wow. They are sick.
Yeah, they win the bad parenting award of the century.
Was your friend's name Carrie?
No. No.
Okay.
I won't say her name, but yeah, she definitely had mental horrible problems because of that.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
I didn't see that movie till I was a grown adult, and it's still.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a great one.
Messed with me.
And their parenting plan, it didn't work. Okay, it didn't work because she did drugs and horrible things. So it didn't work. But I think Exorcist, for on the paranormal side of possession and the darker things, was like,
oh yeah, for sure.
That really set in the mindset of the demonic, the possession. Because you know how many investigations I get ready to go to, and they're like, I got a demon in my house, or I think I'm being possessed, or stuff like that.
Right.
And 99% of the time is not the case. But people immediately, when something weird starts to happen, I think their minds go to that. They go to the
jump
worst.
Straight to that.
Oh yeah,
familiar thing.
Well, and the thing is, the idea of demonic possession, like I just read a great possession book called Head Full of Ghosts. That Paul Tremblay wrote. Head Full of Ghosts. It's like $2 on Amazon.
Oh.
So you can get it for the Kindle for like $2 or $2.99. It's the best possession fiction I've read, and it integrates reality television into it and stuff like that. So it's a very modern take on it.
That's cool.
So I recommend that as a good one. But possession is kind of, and I wonder if that's just a natural progression from. So for a long time, we've had these shows about ghost adventures and ghost hunters and all this kind of stuff. And the thing is, what those shows can do is maybe they give us evidence of something. Maybe it's all, television magic, whatever it is. But, okay, so then that's just the first level of, okay, if there's something out there, if it's a recording or if it's an intelligence that's coming back to us, that's one thing. But
what does it want? That's the question.
Why?
That's the question.
Why is it trying to contact you or communicate with you? Or,
Right.
Yeah.
That's the question you can never answer, because how do you communicate that the psychic or a Ouija board or things like that? But then you can go to something where the narrative is already built. The narrative is already built in possession. We all know it because of The Exorcist.
Yep.
We're all familiar with it. I mean, a good portion of a majority of Americans at least have a passing familiarity with the Bible and the church and Christianity, so they can get that idea of the duality between God and Satan, and that Satan will try to take people over and ruin their lives and stuff. And so it's just, if ghost shows, I mean, they want to stay on the paranormal tip, but if ghost shows are going down, here's your next thing, and you have a ready built narrative already coming in that we're already familiar with.
You got it. And I think that hits it on the head. Big time, is that we're going, now that they've had the ghost shows for what now? I mean, Ghost Hunters is what season, like 12th, 13th or longer? Or, I mean,
Right.
So we've had all these paranormal shows. There's been a die off of the paranormal shows, the ghost hunting shows, and people have seen it. They've seen enough. They've seen enough, what they think might be evidence to convince them it's real. Now we're going to the darker side. If that's real, then, oh my God, remember The Exorcist?
Right.
So that's where we're going. We're going to the dark side, the darkest side of it, our darkest fear of what that is.
Well, what's the next logical step? Because if you say, okay, the afterlife is real. If heaven is real, does that mean hell is real?
Exactly.
If hell is real, is the devil coming for us? That kind of thing. Well, that kind of thing, like, because that creates a real narrative. If it's just, well, there was a show on Sci-Fi Channel about 15 years ago, and I used to watch it every single night, right before Quantum Leap. I swear to God. And it was called Crossing Over with John.
I remember that.
And so Crossing Over, this guy,
I have his book on my bookshelf back here somewhere too.
Okay, and so he would do this thing, and he would talk to your dead relatives, and whether he was real or not, or whatever. It was just,
it's so fascinating.
It was interesting. He could really read that crowd and the whole thing. But the thing is, his new agey kind of spiritualism is nice because it says, like, okay, well, nobody goes to hell. Nobody, we're all just crossing over, and we're all going to the other side. What's waiting? Right. See you there. What's waiting for us? Like, we don't know exactly what's waiting for us, or like it's happiness waiting for us, or it's the pain ending.
Right. Or if it's just love, you're in a cloud of love.
You're in a cloud of love. Like, I'd like to fall on that cloud tonight. But the thing is that that doesn't create a compelling narrative to bring viewers back week after week.
You got it.
John Edwards is no longer on the air. But what does compel people is, like, I mean, ghost stories compel people because there's always the story of how a ghost got there. And it's got to be a murder or a suicide or like a vengeful lover.
Or some kind of unresolved story.
Mm-hmm.
It's paranormal. It's paranormal Gaper's block.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly, it is.
Yeah. And,
totally.
And so possession gives us something to really sink our teeth into. I think, because first of all, it's a bad guy that really is hard to redeem. Yeah. Because it's the devil. And it's like, you're not going to have like a turnaround where the devil turns good in the middle of the season. Like, all of a sudden he's going to be like, you know what? I'm going to make this kid do good in school.
Unless it's South Park.
Right. Saddam Hussein is the real bad guy.
Right. With the uncomfortable scenes in that movie. Mm-hmm. Well, I also think too that we're going down this darker path because we're at a point in society where society's going down a darker path lately, in a lot of aspects, and so there is a lot of negativity
on Facebook and on the news and everywhere. I mean,
I'm a big Art Bell fan, and I've listened to him for years.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I saw that news.
Yeah, that broke my heart that he's not going to be on air anymore. But some of his most popular shows were the people like Malachi Martin, like The Exorcist, and people you'd call in and tell these dark stories were the most popular I think his biggest episodes, or most people wanted to listen to, is that there's something in us that, you know, like it's the same reason why we go to horror films. Well, it's the same thing in life. Like there's, you know, even though we're terrified of it, we're so intrigued. We're so curious of that dark side. You know,
well, we are compelled by drama, and drama comes from conflict, and the five basic conflicts, right? Man versus man, man versus nature, man versus God, man versus supernatural. And there's another conflict in there that I forget because it's late on a Sunday.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Man versus wild.
Man versus wild. Yep. Or nature.
But the idea, so conflict has to come from drama, and drama requires a good guy, a protagonist and an antagonist. And these producers, well, we might think that the people who are in these paranormal investigation groups on reality television, you might think that they're interested in the truth. Their producers are interested in the ratings.
Exactly.
That's their job. So they need to create a drama out of a show, and so they're looking. If it bleeds, it leads. You know, and that's the game. And if we don't, I think if we don't look at it from that perspective, it's easy to think that everything's just going to hell all the time.
Yeah, and it's also, I think that's where a lot of people get. I think that's where a lot of people get the misconception when they're having these phenomenon happen in their house, that it's dark, it's evil, because of this.
Naturally, yeah. Instead of keeping it open, like neutral. Observation or whatever, it's like automatically it's like it has to be bad because it's unfamiliar or whatever.
Well, think about if you were going to haunt a house. Let's say let's say something happened and we passed. Like if you haunted a house, would you want to like strangle people in their sleep?
Oh, I would just want to scare the crap out of them.
Right, you just want to give them a little poke. You know, there are cultures that do believe that ghosts are vengeful. And they're mad at us because we're alive.
That's right. It's so weird.
So this
hungry ghosts.
Yeah, right. And there are cultures that do believe that ghosts, just the fact that they're dead, and they're the ones that make you sick because you need to be sick in order to die. And then when you're dead, then you can join them because they're lonely.
Yeah. I think that's also been like the movies and everything and the books and everything has ingrained us to believe that too. You know, but your point about John Edwards is that, you know, he put a totally different light on it with that Crossing Over show. It was totally on spot. Why it's not on air anymore. It wasn't scary. It was, I think people were interested at first. You're like, oh, wow, like he's really communicating with the dead. But then it's like, yeah, he's going to say there's a brick in a lady's purse that's from her old house, or he's going to, you know, okay, yeah, I've seen this. I don't care. So yeah, people, you know, they stick with the dark side of things, sadly.
The intrigue and the drama.
I'm just as guilty of it too. I'll admit I get really interested in the dark side of things. Even I had my own dark experience, and I still get, you know, my every time I hear about a case or something like that, I'm like totally glued in if it's the really dark stuff. But at the same time, as an investigator, I always hope never to run across it.
Right.
I don't. When somebody says they think they got something dark or demonic in their house, I'm really deep down hoping it's not, because I'm not the exorcist. I'm not somebody that's gonna be able to, you know, get rid of that or do that. I'm not a Ghostbuster. You know.
You're hoping to prove that it's not that, not the opposite.
Well, we don't. I mean, the thing is, Ghostbusters don't have proton packs. You know, there's no way to fight. An interesting thing. One of my friends used to be not necessarily a believer, but very intrigued about it. He joined an investigation group in Milwaukee, and they went on, you know, a dozen investigations. And this guy, his degree is in social work, and so he would. I mean, a lot of what he did for his day job was work with troubled boys, and he went on these investigations, and he said, he's like, you know, I don't believe in it anymore, because I go to these places and you can tell that it's not a ghost, it's abuse.
Oh,
that's happening. It's not a possession, it's some form of child abuse that's happening.
It's just a human being awful.
And when we went to the Chicago Paranormal Conference, actually just bought tickets. We have a table at the Chicago Conference next year. Yeah, so we just, but I was in the Chicago one in October. And, you know, cheers to Ursula. Her conference and her tours are brilliant in Chicago, and I recommend going chicagohauntings.com if you guys are listening or in the area. They're really fun. They had a guy, the priest from this Indiana demon house or whatever, talking.
Oh boy.
You know, and Zach Baggins
Oh
bought
boy.
He's Bilbo Baggins' weirder cousin.
Yeah.
And,
everybody asks me, since where I'm at, like, oh, do you know about the demon house? I'm like, oh God. Like I have my serious doubts about that case, and I don't know. I mean, it could be real, it could be legit, but
all going through my head, all I could think of, well, it's
you're thinking about the social worker and what he told you.
Yeah. When people talk about, because it was a mother and like they were thinking about taking the kids away from her and all this kind of stuff. And then
I thought that too.
But they interviewed the priest who had gone there to perform an exorcism on the children.
Okay.
So it was 2 kids, and they both had things that were happening to them.
I see.
And it was possession. They said it was the house and all these things. But why was the state? And I'm not saying the state's right in a lot of these cases, because I know that the government makes mistakes. Without saying. But the thing is, why was the state trying to take away the kids from the mother if something wasn't going on? And all I could think of was my friend saying, it's just abuse. Almost all these cases.
I want to point out something though, and I was thinking this whole time, and then my friend Jen on here, she's not a demonologist, but she studies demonology, and she's very well informed investigator. She pointed out something. Ritual abuse can cause attachment and possession, and there's a lot of evidence of people that where they've had documented paranormal events happen, especially around teenagers or adolescents, where psychokinetic energies, things are happening, or these things are happening, and they were abused. That was the whole point of the take they took on the last Bell Witch movie they made. Is that remember? I don't know if you saw that American Haunting.
I saw part of it.
Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't watched. I'll give that preface, but the whole point of that, their twist on that was that the whole Bell Witch haunting was happening because the daughter was sexually abused by her father.
Oh, geez. Yeah,
and it caused this psychokinetic response.
It's like a vulnerability.
So were they saying that was an actual haunting, or was it? No, the idea was that she was creating these things as a poltergeist.
She was
like out of her subconscious. Now I don't know if that's what happened with the Bell Witch. That was their twist on it.
No, but that's the thing. So the idea of
she was like a victim and therefore vulnerable and more susceptible to being approached by.
Okay,
I think
there's two different ways. There's two different ways it could be. It could be that that the sexual abuse and ritual abuse can lead to something attaching itself to a person, or the subconscious of that person reacts psychokinetically. And it's not an entity or a demon. It's a psychokinetic response to the actual human. There's 2 different ways it can go. It's 2 different ways it can go. It can be 2 different things, or it can be both.
That's the classic poltergeist cliche or whatever, is you have a teenage girl who's going through a weird time, and then she's creating stuff bouncing off the walls and, plates being thrown across the kitchen and stuff like that because she had a fight with her mom.
Really quick, I'm going to let the chat room know. I'm going to tell them, just could call out to everybody in the chat room. I got Jennifer Malik in there and Ross Raposo from Paranormal King Radio Network. Say thank you guys. Deborah, you're in there. Tyler, thanks for coming on. I want to say anybody who wants to jump in on that conversation, if there's a movie that scarred you in life, in the paranormal field, be it UFO, ghost, or whatever, Skype line is JBland JBLAND. So you can call me on the Skype line if you got any comments on what we've been talking about tonight.
There you go. Cool.
Yeah,
definitely.
And Kevin Malik too. He's there too. He's got Jennifer typing away for him.
Kevin.
It's Jennifer Malik. It's Jennifer Celsi. She's got Jennifer Malik because they share the YouTube channel.
Okay.
Where's the chat room?
The chat room's on YouTube.
Oh, okay. So we probably can't see that from.
But if people have any questions or anything they want to talk about.
For a long time, I was doing the Hangouts, just going through Google Hangouts, and I could never get the chat room to work. And you guys said you used to do Hangouts in the beginning. Well, you go through YouTube now and stream it through YouTube, and use Hangouts as your host, and you can use YouTube chat. It took me a while to figure that out.
I don't think we have the chat.
And thank you to another call out to person in the chat room to help me figure that out. Is Bill Perry. So,
way to go, Bill. Yeah, for some reason I don't see the chat room. Sorry.
All right.
You usually have to scroll down, and it'll come up live chat. Skype is OOJBLANDOO.
Okay. And the YouTube chat room, is that on your OOJBLANDOO/live?
Yeah, well, that'd be under that live feed.
For some reason, I only see one comment.
That's comments. You're on comments. You're not on the chat. You have to actually go into the YouTube app to see the live chat.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Okay.
Oh, well, so complicated.
I tell you, the stuff that I'm excited about when it comes to paranormal, and even like I'm really excited about a lot of the research that's going right now in parapsychology.
Oh yeah.
It's more about finding ways to connect with each other, using your brain to be able to control things, thinking a word and having the computer being able to understand that word. Like that is going to, if we can eliminate the fact that our brains, like if you have a faulty nervous system or things like that, and all the things, if we can eliminate those obstacles between what you think and what you can do, we got a big future ahead of us. I'm really excited about that kind of research.
It's also scary though, because then are we going to end up living in machines?
Well, I'm up. Once I'm old and dry or whatever, like I am up for living in a machine. I'm always the guy. I never want to die. I want you to cryogenically freeze me. I want to be that head.
What if you just, like, you don't get to enjoy the pleasures of being a human?
I'm talking about when I'm 110.
I know, but you still, I mean, you can think, but you don't get to.
What's that Johnny Depp movie they did that got bad reviews? Was it Transcendence? No. What was it? Because that's all about. That's all about like the person dying and becoming immortal with inside the computer. I believe. I never got to see it. I wanted to see it. I can't remember.
Oh no, I didn't. I haven't seen it.
That's a cool concept.
But that the singularity, when eventually all of our brains will be uploaded into a database.
Or maybe you already are.
Yeah, and I'm going to spoil a book, but I don't want to spoil a book, so I'll recommend a book at some time to everybody, so it won't be the spoil. But yeah, okay. But I love the idea that we don't have that obstacle between what we're thinking. I mean, think what it can do for people who are paraplegic. Think about what it can do for people.
It's amazing.
Like there's so many lives that'll be positively affected, and to me that feels like science fiction.
But it's not. It's not.
No, but the thing is, if we discover the more ways that the brain can communicate without the things about our physical presences that we currently understand, well, then we can hopefully eventually get into the realms of psi, where we can start communicating with each other on some kind of, because it has to be scientific in the end. You know what I mean? There has to be some kind of medium that transfers thoughts and words. Like the answer can't just be magic.
Yeah.
At least I won't accept that. I won't accept that the answer is magic. The answer is going to be magic. Not quite.
Well, if aliens ever show up, their technology would look like magic because we probably wouldn't understand it.
Right. That's the Arthur C. Clarke, right? Yeah. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, didn't Childhood's End start tonight on the Sci-Fi Channel?
Did it? Oh, I think it did. That's another one I wanted to watch. But I was like, we got too many TV shows. I'm like, oh, come on.
Anybody that likes Arthur C. Clarke and Childhood's End, we have a song called The Messiah Complex at sunspotuniverse.com. You can download for free and stuff like that, sunspotuniverse.com. That Childhood's End was one of the inspirations for that particular track.
Oh, I'm going to have to look that up. Speaking of that, where can people find you? So I know you got you got your show.
Othersidepodcast.com.
Othersidepodcast.com. So if you can find you on that.
9 episodes. Tomorrow's going to be 70.
Wow. I'm on my 29th.
You're actually starting from the beginning?
Yeah, I'm on my 29th episode.
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome. Congratulations.
And then you're on Facebook as well. You have Sunspot as music. Is that on Facebook?
Sunspot music.
Yeah. And then you have what's the name of your Facebook page as well for your web podcast?
Oh yeah, that's Other Side.
I think
is it just See You on the Other Side? And
yeah, See You on the Other Side. You'll find it.
Yeah. We don't do too much on our Facebook for Facebook for the podcast. Most of the stuff we do for the podcast right now is on Twitter and the podcasting world, like on that
iTunes
kind of thing.
And everything.
Mm-hmm. Facebook, we usually stick with our music stuff, and then we just talk about weirdness in there.
And you can also like individually tweet us at Sunspot Mike, at Sunspot Wendy.
So you're talking about some of the stuff you're excited about coming out, like this. What was it? You just said the TV show, and I just forgot. The Arthur C. Clarke.
Childhood's End.
Childhood's End. What are some of the other things you think that are going to be big in pop culture coming out when it comes to the paranormal that you've seen?
Well, January is the return of the X-Files.
Yeah, I know. I knew you were going to say that.
Well, that was my favorite. Like I got like a fake little. I got a fake little like X-Files division badge.
I have their figurines.
Oh, nice.
Gosh,
still mint and package.
And
impressive. That's worth something.
You know, it was funny because my mother saved a bunch of Star Wars figures, so I'm selling them for her on eBay right now.
That's right. You told me about that.
Don't tell me that.
And it's like an original Empire Strikes, like an original Empire Strikes Back Yoda and stuff like that. Like things that she's, because my sister was a big Star Wars fan, and so am I, obviously.
I got a Darth Vader helmet right there in the back.
Nice. Oh, there he is. Yeah, we used to put Darth Vader.
God,
we used to keep a little bucket full of Darth Vader bucket full of candy on our merchandise
I still
thing.
have it.
Great. Good. We're gonna use it.
Maybe it's not paranormal, but how many kids out there in our generation after seeing Star Wars sat there and grinded their heads like this, trying to make something move? You know?
Oh yeah. Oh, the Jedi stuff.
Right.
Absolutely, Jedi mind tricks.
That's a good point.
All the time. I still do that.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna make that move.
You never know. It might work one day. Keep trying.
One of these days.
I think that the X-Files return is going to be huge. At least for me, I can't wait. I watched the trailer for Independence Day 2.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
I saw that today.
That looks awesome.
Independence Day was like totally, like I said, that's another one that kind of goes right back to that 1950s kind of genre of alien movies. And yeah, I just saw that trailer today, so I'm like.
So did I, but I'm like, where's Will Smith? Come on.
What a jerk.
Right.
Anybody? Give me some Will Smith.
Yep. So I think I think he's sitting out. I think he's trying to be a serious actor now.
Oh.
So he's not like, welcome to Earth. He's not doing that.
What was the movie with where he all the robot? Like
I Was iRobot.
Yeah, that was
iRobot. Isaac Asimov. Yeah.
It was okay. It was a cool movie directed by.
I thought it was awesome.
Directed by the guy that did The Crow, Alex Proyas, who I think is awesome. But as an Isaac Asimov adaptation, it wasn't good. But as a good sci-fi movie, it was good.
No, it was a good movie. It was a good movie.
Problem. So, but I think like, who knows? Like, Independence Day was super cheesy, but it really did.
Oh, it was.
Like, everybody went, it was exciting. It was fun. It was a throwback to those old things.
The effects were really good too, so it felt real when you're watching it. You're like, oh.
Well, when they blow up the White House.
Yeah.
That's what they did. And this is a pre 9/11 thing.
Oh yeah.
And this goes back to the 1990s, being the government is the bad guy.
Yeah.
Okay. The theater I saw, and this is Madison, Wisconsin. This is not Lubbock, Texas, where you would expect anti-government sentiment to be strong.
Oh, right. Yeah.
The preview for ID4 comes out. They blow up the White House. The whole theater cheers.
Oh my God.
Right?
Wow.
Okay, everybody's like, all right! Can you imagine that after September 11th? The White House blows up and everybody's clapping?
No.
That's a very 90s thing.
It was. Oh yeah.
That's just so humans like death, destruction. Woo! Yeah, I hate the government.
Yeah, there was a lot of that in the 90s. Definitely
Yeah,
a lot of that in the 90s. And X-Files definitely touched upon that too, big time.
Yep.
Right.
For sure.
No, the only place more liberal than Madison, Wisconsin was like the Politburo in like 1925 Soviet Union. So it's like the idea that everybody's clapping, and this is when Bill Clinton was president. This isn't George.
Yeah.
This isn't W. And it was just like, holy crap. Like, that is not something. I think people would need a safe space declared on campus, and they would, they'd have to report them about it. They'd be too sensitive. You wouldn't be able to take it.
Yeah, I the 90. I guess that's still ingrained in me. That distrust of the government's still ingrained in me. Before, even 9/11 and everything. I'm not going to get into the 9/11 conspiracy crap at all.
Well, no. It doesn't have to be the stuff that's conspiracies. It's the stuff they did. It's them giving the African American Tuskegee Airmen syphilis. It's the plutonium cloud over Seattle. It's the weird experiments that are done on prostitutes in San Francisco with LSD, like where your tax dollars at work doing that. So it's like, it doesn't have to be as big as 9/11. It can be
Project Paperclip, where we brought Nazi scientists over here, not just for making rockets, but to experiment on people in our mental institutions. That also came out in the 90s too. A lot of that information. So there was another big distrust.
So many areas.
Right. So it doesn't have to be that as gross and offensive as the idea of them killing American citizens, because they would it could be the Gulf of Tonkin. There's people are telling lies to get what they want. And it doesn't matter if they're in private society or they're in the government, they're going to do it. So take everything with a grain of salt.
Yeah, that's why I say you never know what to believe.
No. And if you see it on television, think about it twice.
Maybe 3 or 4 more times.
Right.
Not with television. Forget television. We have the internet. And the 90s was the beginning of the internet age.
Worse.
Well, how many times do you get a forward from somebody?
All the time.
Right. If you have a parent over 65 years old, the chances of you getting some kind of political forward, I would say, are between 85 and 95%.
Right.
And you check it, the chances of it actually being true.
Right.
Or about 2%.
Right. Yeah. If you disagree with someone politically, philosophically, there are many reasons that you can discuss having a valid disagreement with someone's political opinion. If you say some things like a birther email or whatever, like you cannot like the Affordable Care Act because maybe you feel that it does a disservice to middle-class Americans. Okay, let's explain why.
By the way, renew your plan before Tuesday.
Right. You only have a certain amount of time, or you're screwed.
Right.
But the thing is, there are legitimate political reasons to dislike things that have nothing to do with the fact that President Barack Obama was born in Hawaii.
Right.
Come on. Who cares?
It's the demonizing of our politicians and our public figures. It's like they are, I mean, how many times have you seen post about, I'm not a fan of Obama at all, but how many times you see a post that, he's the Antichrist or he's something, he's gonna bring around, oh my God, it's just, we're at this point of overload of information, not correct information, just overload of everything, everybody's opinion, everybody's thoughts, and this demonizing of everybody on both sides.
Exactly.
On both sides. Heck, there's
I think about at the same time in the 1980s. I remember reading some stuff. My family spent a summer in Berkeley, California, and it was super fun. And it also introduced me. I was 10 years old. You're starting to see the world. But you're right. But you're starting to get that's my introduction to underground culture, and people writing things like Ronald Wilson Reagan.
666.
6 letters in the second name, 6 letters in the last name. Coincidence? I think not. Just little things like that. You realize people write these things and they say that stuff, and you go on Facebook and you become more polarized than ever. and people say crazy things, and they say, like, I'm gonna unfriend you if you disagree with my political persuasion.
No, there's an app now on Facebook that you can find who are your friends or supporters of Donald Trump.
Oh my God.
And you can defriend them. And I'm not a supporter of Donald Trump, but I thought that was like, that's awful. You know, I have friends that are supporters of Donald Trump. I have friends that are supporters of Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton. I don't care. I don't care who supports who.
Right? Yeah, you want to keep
that personally
varying.
I have friends that are supporters of a violent overthrow of the government.
Right, you do.
I'm not going to defriend them.
Yeah, that's where we're getting.
If I made a joke about the CIA before, they're definitely watching now.
Right.
Anyway, I hope you get my good side.
Well, thank you guys for coming on the show tonight. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely, Jason. And
yeah,
I love everybody tuning in.
Yeah, I love your music. It's the one song. Was it the before Scott Bakula?
Uncanny Valley.
Uncanny Valley. I love that. That's the first time I got to hear that, and that really rocked. And then I love like your humor too, though. The Scott Bakula song. I'm gonna be listening to that again. I love that.
Very cool.
and the guy's got a lot of other good ones too. Like and the first, like I said, the first one I ever saw was the zombie one, which I thought was hilarious too. When I say hilarious, I mean that in a really great way. You don't think that is
good.
I appreciate that you find humor in it. That's good.
That's the idea. Because the thing is, paranormal stuff, since we can't prove anything yet, or you have to but people have experiences, appreciate them, and respect them. At the same time, this stuff is really fun to talk about.
Yeah, and you observe it from the viewpoint that you have, and it's like, I don't know what this is. It's something unknown to me, so I can cry about it, I can laugh about it.
Right.
And sometimes I do both. Yeah.
That's the whole premise of my show too, is like I see a lot of people have shows and they're great hosts and they are very serious about the subject and I enjoy listening to them. But when I decided to do my show, I'm a smart aleck asshole. And it's gonna come out and I'm gonna joke about it. Yep. I'm going to joke about stuff, even though I do take the subject very seriously. I do. And like I said, I had to like make a little apology there about alien abductions and butt probing because I have friends that have had this experience. You know, if they understand me, I have to joke about all of it at some point.
Yeah.
If they understand me, they got to know I also think it's serious, and it does. You know, paranormal experiences, alien abduction, I do believe happen to people, and it's a serious thing. People are traumatized. But my way of dealing with it all and the scariness of it all is to joke. Is to have fun with it, because like you said, we don't have the answers. We don't know what's going on in all these different fields. It's a plethora of mystery, and my best way of dealing with it is just to have a laugh with it and have fun. And I can be serious too about it, but I try to have fun with it too.
That's good, because given the option of laughing or crying, I feel like, hey, life is short. Let's laugh.
I'll pick laughing because there's plenty of time to cry when I'm dead.
Exactly. Or like later tonight after the lights go out and I'm all alone.
You know, and if I find out, like, you know, I've been wrong about a lot of things and like the rapture happens and, you know, God's like, you've been very bad. I'm going to laugh then too, because you know what?
It was good run.
How was I to know? Well, you know.
You should have made your followers less assholes and I might have paid more attention.
Thank you. Boy, we're going to piss some people off with that one.
All right, then.
Right. Well, thank you guys. I'm going to get my music rolling up. Thank you to everybody in chat. Like I said, if I missed you when I did
thank you for watching.
Sorry.
You're awesome.
Thanks to Ross, Jennifer Malik, or Jennifer Sulsey, Kevin Malik, Bill Perry, Michelle, Vixen as she goes by, Paraghoster was on here, Tyler, Deborah. I'm trying to think. I know I probably missed some people else that were in here the chat earlier. Sorry if I missed you. Thank you guys. Next week, I'm going to have, I got to remember. Oh my God. I already forgot my next schedule. That's bad. It's real bad. Oh, wow. No, I'm already off. Yeah. Oh, next week. Oh, I cannot wait. Next week is Gavin Davies. He's an author from England. He wrote, he wrote, Ghost Sex, The Violation. My wife's like, I got to read that book.
Oh, sweet.
Yes. It's all about, that when you're alone at night, that dark entity comes and you're literally molested. It's very dark.
Oh my God.
And
Yeah. I recommend reading it with a Kindle because you can read it with one hand.
Oh my.
we can see where you what you like in your reading type there, huh?
No, it's digital. Like, it's so much easier to use the thing. Right?
Well, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you guys. I definitely want to have you guys on again at some point. It was a lot of fun.
Sounds good. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Cheers.
Maybe get you guys for a live performance one night.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, that'd be great. We're up for it.
What are we doing?
All right. Yeah.
Cheers.
All right,
Happy
guys.
holidays.
Happy holidays. Have a Merry Christmas. I will see you guys the 20th, 10 p.m. to midnight with Gavin Davies. Ghost Sex Violations, his book you can find on Kindle. He's got a number of other books out there too as well. I'm excited to have him on. Everybody have a great night. I will see you next Sunday. Bye.
When you get the time, leave your soul behind. All the signs of life, and what you don't away where silence holds the day. Just go in this
you guys for watching. I will see you next Sunday. Remember, 10 p.m. to midnight. We're going to have Gavin Davies on. The Ghost Sex Violation. My friends Kevin and Jennifer Malik had him on their show, Paraversal Universe. They said he gets kind of raunchy. It gets kind of graphic. So next week, don't let any young viewers be around for that one. All right, guys. See you next week. Have a great night and have a happy holiday.